This production is based on historical accounts, scholarly interpretations, and public archival material sourced from a variety of respected authors and researchers. Republic Media, DRM, does not claim original authorship of the historical data presented, nor does it assume responsibility for the absolute accuracy of these events as depicted. Key sources referenced include: on May 7, 2025, the doors of the Sistine Chapel will close. The smoke will rise. And once again, 135 cardinals will decide who leads 1.4 billion Catholics worldwide. In the heart of Rome stands the Vatican, cloaked in marble, stained glass, and centuries of prayer. A fortress of faith. A symbol of salvation. As the world watches the sacred ceremony of the conclave unfold, a different question lingers in the shadows. How sacred is the history of this ritual? Because if the past is any clue, then beneath the robes and rituals lie centuries of power games, corruption, and ruthless ambition. Beneath the golden glory lies another legacy, whispered through corridors of power, etched in the shadows of conclaves, and buried beneath papal rings and crimson robes. This is not a story of saints. This is a story of schemers. Of popes who did not ascend, but conquered. Of holy thrones forged not in miracles, but in machinations. The Conclave of 1492 was not a divine act, it was a transaction. Rodrigo Borgia, a cunning Spaniard with deep coffers and deeper ambition, allegedly secured the papacy by flooding the College of Cardinals with bribes, titles, estates, bishoprics, anything for a vote. And it worked. He emerged as Pope Alexander VI, whose reign remains the most scandal-soaked in papal history. The Vatican became a Borgia stronghold, its treasury drained, its halls echoing with orgies and vendetta. His son, Cesare, was appointed cardinal at 18, then abandoned the cassock to become a warlord. His daughter, Lucrezia, became the subject of whispered incest and political marriages. Under Alexander VI, the Vatican ceased to be a sanctuary. It became a court of corruption, a palace of poison. In 1305, after nearly a year of political deadlock, Bertrand de Got, a Frenchman and confidant of King Philip IV, was elected as Pope Clement V. But Clement never set foot in Rome. Instead, he moved the papal seat to Avignon, a French stronghold, where the papacy remained for nearly 70 years, what history would call the Babylonian captivity. The church was no longer the shepherd of Christendom. It had become the chaplain of the French crown. 7 successive popes, French all, would rule from Avignon. Their decisions, appointments, and doctrines shaped not by the Holy Spirit, but by Parisian politics. From Avignon to the Lateran. From bribes and conclaves to blood in the Vatican gardens. This history does not belong to fiction. It is written in bull, ink, and bone. And it is not unique to Catholicism. Whether Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or otherwise, when fear becomes a tool and faith a commodity, the people become pawns. The exploited are not the non-believers. They are the most faithful. The ones who kneel, who tithe, who trust. Those who fear God most are often prey to those who claim to speak for Him. But behind mitres, minarets, turbans, and crowns, ask not what they preach. Ask what they profit. Faith should lift us, not be used to rule us. This was just one chapter in a much larger book of power, politics, and religion. Watch our deep dives into the next conclave's potential contenders, those who could soon shape the soul of global faith. Subscribe to DRM News for fearless investigations, global narratives, and truths they'd rather keep buried.